Have you ever felt it? Like someone was this close to saying something big? They look at you differently. They act slightly nervous, like they're holding a secret, but they don't say it. Here's the truth. First moves don't happen randomly. They build up quietly. And right before someone makes a move, there are signs, clear ones. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Most people think first moves are sudden. They're not. No one just wakes up and decides to risk rejection. Attraction builds quietly, internally, step by step. Before someone makes a move, their brain looks for safety, for signs, for reassurance. And during that process, their behavior changes. Small shifts, subtle signals, easy to miss. But once you see them, you can't unsee them. In this video, I'll show you 3 subtle but powerful signs. Someone is about to make the first move. If you notice these, prepare yourself. Number 1. Sudden increase in intentional attention. It starts small. They look at you a little longer than before, not by accident, on purpose. Their attention shifts from casual to focused. You walk into the room. They notice. You speak. They listen closely, not just to reply, but to understand. Eye contact lasts longer. There's silence. But it's not awkward. It's charged. Conversations change too. Less surface talk. More personal questions. How did that really make you feel? What do you actually want? They're not just talking. They're studying you. And here's something powerful. They remember details, small ones. Your favorite snack. That story about your childhood. Your stressful meeting on Tuesday. Why? Because before someone makes a move, their brain starts testing connection. It wants proof. Emotional proof. Do we click? Do we align? Is this safe? Attention increases. When emotional investment rises, they create more chances to talk. Random messages, small excuses, just checking in. It's not random, it's preparation. They're checking compatibility, slowly, quietly. But remember this, attention alone isn't enough. Number 2, nervous energy plus micro changes in behavior. This one is subtle, but powerful. Before someone makes the first move, their body reacts first, not their words, not their confession. Their body, you'll notice it, a slight awkwardness. Even if they're usually confident, they trip over simple sentences. They laugh at the wrong time. They pause, like they're choosing words carefully. That pause matters, because now, they're not just talking, they're calculating. What should I say? How will this sound? Will this reveal too much? When someone is about to risk rejection, their brain goes on high alert. Making the first move is emotional risk, and risk activates anxiety. Not fear of you, fear of losing you. That anxiety leaks out through micro-behaviors. Watch their hands. Do they fidget more? Play with their phone? Adjust their clothes? That's nervous energy. The body releases tension when the mind is under pressure, and pressure is building. Sometimes it shows differently. Instead of awkwardness, they suddenly become extra confident. Too confident. Teasing more. Talking louder. Holding eye contact longer than usual. That's not random. It's overcompensation. When someone feels vulnerable, they either shrink or expand. Both mean the same thing. You matter more now. Notice their voice. Does it change around you? Softer, warmer, slightly shaky, or deeper, more controlled. The voice reveals emotional shifts before words ever do. Because when feelings rise, the nervous system activates, heart rate increases, breathing changes, tone shifts. You may not consciously hear it, but you feel it. And then there's this moment. They look like they're about to say something. They open their mouth, pause, then switch topics. That hesitation, that's internal conflict. Part of them wants to speak. Part of them is scared. Scared of rejection. Scared of changing the dynamic. Scared of hearing I don't feel the same. So they hold it back. But the tension builds. You can almost sense it. They lean in slightly, then lean back. They ask deeper questions, then laugh it off. They get close emotionally, then pull away for a second. That push and pull, it's not manipulation. It's internal preparation. Their brain is rehearsing. If I say it like this, will it sound natural? If I joke first, will it feel safer? If they smile back, maybe I can go further. They are testing reactions. Every smile you give, every laugh, every soft response, they analyze it. Not because they're dramatic, but because they're preparing. Remember this. No one makes a first move calmly, not when it truly matters. If they don't care, it's easy. But when feelings are real, the risk feels heavy, and heavy emotions create visible tension. Here's another sign. They become hyper-aware of you. If someone else mentions your name, they react. If you talk about another person, their expression shifts for a second. Micro-jealousy, micro-protectiveness, not extreme, just noticeable. Because now, they're imagining possibility, and possibility creates fear of loss. You might even feel that they're holding something back, like there's a sentence sitting on the edge of their tongue. You can feel it in the air. That emotional weight is pressure building. Pressure always seeks release. And when emotional pressure rises enough, action follows. That's psychology. The brain doesn't like unresolved tension. If attraction grows and safety feels possible, the brain pushes toward resolution, which means a move is coming. But here's the key detail. These nervous shifts only happen when feelings are serious. Casual attraction is smooth, light, relaxed. Real interest, it shakes the system because the outcome matters. So if you notice, more awkward pauses, more fidgeting, more intense eye contact, more careful wording, and that feeling like they're almost about to say something, they are. They are preparing internally, building courage. Number 3, they create small opportunities for isolation. This is the biggest one because attention can be subtle, nervousness can be hidden, but privacy is intentional. When someone is about to make the first move, they look for space, not random space. Safe space. You'll notice it slowly. In a group setting, they position themselves closer to you. Not obvious, not dramatic, just closer. When everyone is talking, their focus stays on you. And when the group starts to leave, they stay just a little longer. Wait, one more thing. Can I ask you something? Small excuses, but not accidental. They want you alone because making a move requires privacy. No audience, no pressure, no interruptions, just you and them. You might see it like this. They suggest simple one-on-one plans. Let's grab coffee. Walk with me. Stay back for a minute. Nothing extreme. Casual, natural, but intentional. Why? Because the brain feels safer in private. In groups, people perform. In private, people reveal. Before someone confesses feelings, their brain needs confirmation. Do they smile differently when we're alone? Do they respond warmly? Is there chemistry without noise? Privacy gives answers, and answers build courage. Notice how conversations change. When it's just the two of you, they go deeper. Less small talk, more meaning. They ask questions that matter. What do you want in the future? Do you believe in timing? What kind of person do you trust? These aren't random. They're emotional probes. They are checking alignment. Because before someone risks rejection, they want emotional clues. Are we on the same page? Is there possibility here? And here's something powerful. When you're alone together, their energy shifts. More focused, more intense. Eye contact holds longer. Silences feel heavier. Not awkward, charged. That charge, it's anticipation. They may lean in slightly, lower their voice, slow down their words, because now the moment feels real. And the brain recognizes opportunity, another subtle sign. They create micro-isolation inside groups, standing next to you, whispering side comments, sharing inside jokes. It feels like you're in your own bubble. That bubble is emotional separation, and emotional separation is preparation for vulnerability, because vulnerability needs safety, and safety increases when distractions decrease. Think about it. No one confesses feelings in the middle of chaos. They wait for quiet. Quiet allows honesty. So if someone keeps finding reasons to be alone with you, it's not coincidence. It's strategy, not manipulative strategy. Emotional strategy. Their brain is building the stage. Stage set. Lights dim. No audience. Now courage can rise. Watch how long they hold the moment when the conversation could end. They extend it. When you say goodbye, they hesitate, like they're deciding whether now is the time. That hesitation, that's pressure building. And here's the psychological truth. The brain seeks certainty before confession. Private space creates clarity. Clarity reduces fear. Reduced fear increases action. So when someone repeatedly creates small private moments with you, they are gathering emotional evidence. Your smile, your tone, your body language. They are measuring safety. And once safety feels strong enough, the move happens. Not randomly, not suddenly, prepared. Because when someone creates privacy, they're preparing for vulnerability. And vulnerability always comes right before the first move. This isn't random. People don't just wake up and suddenly confess. First moves are built, layer by layer, moment by moment. Attention increases, nervous energy rises, privacy gets created. That's not coincidence. That's pressure building. And attraction? Attraction creates tension. The more they feel, the more pressure grows. And pressure always needs release. That release is the first move. So if you're seeing focused attention, nervous behavior, and private moments, the moment is close, very close. Because if you see all three, it's not coincidence. Don't panic. Stay natural. Don't rush it. Don't force the move. Let them gather courage. Let them take the step. Confidence attracts confidence. Sometimes the best move is letting them make it. Have you ever noticed these signs before someone confessed? Comment below, I want to hear your story. If this video helped you understand love better, hit like. And don't forget to subscribe. We share psychology-based love insights, relationship truths, and human behavior tips. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Because recognizing these signs can change everything.